Hello everyone. Today I have a story for you. This is a story many of us can find a piece of ourselves in. There was a small village tucked behind green rolling hills in the English countryside. Thatched cottages huddled close together, golden wheat fields stretched to the horizon, and warm sunlight settled over every dirt path. In that village lived a boy named Thomas. He was known for something rare, a sharp mind and a work ethic that put grown men to shame. But life was not easy for Thomas. He lived with his mother, Margaret, in a small cottage at the edge of the village, every morning before the sun had even risen. Thomas was already awake, walking to the fields, plowing the soil, hauling water to the crops, working until sweat soaked through his rough linen shirt. Only after his work was done did he come home, wash up, and spend what little time remained studying. He loved learning, but time for his books was never enough. Still, the whole village believed Thomas would top his final exams. They believed in his mind, and Thomas believed in himself too. Then exam season arrived. By day, he worked the fields. By night, he studied under a small flickering candle. When the results came, something no one expected happened. Thomas failed one subject. It felt like the sky had fallen on him. But the failure itself was not the worst part. It was the villagers. Every day, as Thomas walked from his home to the fields, people whispered, laughed, threw sharp words in his direction. The clever boy who couldn't even pass one subject. He's not so smart after all. All that confidence of his was worth nothing. Their words landed like thorns. Thomas stayed silent, but inside, his heart was breaking. One evening, after a long and tiring day, Thomas went to see his teacher, Master Edmund, an old man with a calm voice and kind, steady eyes. Thomas stood quietly before him and said, "Sir, every time I walk to the fields, people mock me. They laugh at me. I don't think I can take it anymore." Master Edmund looked at him, nodded slowly, and said, "Thomas, tomorrow morning, I want you to do something for me." "What is it, sir?" Thomas asked softly. "Take a large jug, fill it completely with milk, and walk the same path you always take. But remember one thing, not a single drop must fall, not one." Thomas was confused. Why would his teacher ask him to do something so strange? But he respected the old man, so he agreed. The next morning, the sun rose gently over the fields. Birds began to sing. The village slowly stirred awake. Thomas filled a large jug with fresh milk, right to the very top. The milk sat heavy and still. He held the jug carefully with both hands and stepped outside. He walked slowly. The jug felt unsteady in his grip. One small mistake, and the milk would spill. As he walked, the villagers stood along the path again, ready to mock him as always. Some whispered, some laughed, some watched him with quiet judgment. But that day, something was different. Thomas couldn't hear any of it. His eyes stayed locked on the jug. His hands were steady. His breath was slow and careful. All he could see was the milk. All he could hear was his own heartbeat. All he could feel was pure focus. The world around him blurred. Voices faded away. Faces disappeared. Even the loudest laughter sounded like a distant echo. The only thing that felt real was the jug in his hands. He reached the field. Not a single drop had fallen. Afterward, he walked back to find Master Edmund. "Sir," he said, "I was so focused on the jug that I didn't hear anything on the way." Master Edmund smiled gently. "That," he said, "is exactly the lesson I wanted you to learn. When you focus deeply on your work, your goals, your dreams, other people's words lose their power. Their noise becomes meaningless." Right then, Thomas felt something shift inside him. A new calm, a new strength. From that day forward, he stopped worrying about what others said. He studied with sharper focus than ever before. He worked the fields with a deeper sense of peace. He walked with confidence because he had finally understood the secret. Focus makes the noise disappear. The turning point came when Thomas realized the world grows quiet when the mind grows focused. He understood that for too long. He had been listening to the villagers more than he had been listening to his own heart. But carrying that jug of milk had shown him something powerful. A mind locked onto its goal becomes untouchable. That moment changed him forever. Thomas began preparing for his exams again. He worked hard every single day without a thought for what others were saying. Slowly, his confidence returned, his fear faded, his heart grew stronger. The village never changed, but Thomas did, and that made all the difference. One early morning, as he stood watching the sunrise, warm golden light touched his face. He smiled because he understood. When you focus on your goal, everything negative fades into the background, just like a camera blurring everything behind its subject. That is the true power of focus. So, if you ever feel hurt by someone's words, if you ever feel doubt, sadness, or pressure, remember Thomas's story. Take a deep breath. Hold your own jug of milk, your goal, your dream, with steady hands. Stay focused, stay strong, and let everything else fade away.